When it comes to growing our businesses, many of us think about Facebook and Instagram, but there's a sleeper social media platform that I want you to pay attention to, and that's Pinterest. I recently did a podcast interview with Megan Williamson, who is an absolute expert in Pinterest. And so I wanted to share this highlight from that full interview with you, where she talks about how Pinterest is more about SEO, search engine optimization, and how to leverage Pinterest for SEO to grow your business. So it's really not about promoting your launches, essentially. It's about helping build that top of funnel, get people on your list, maybe get people into your free group, get people listening to your
Exactly.
podcast or whatever it might be, so that you're adding these people to your funnel in a way that I'm sure there's overlap between Instagram and Pinterest, but the way people look for content on Pinterest is very different. And like you've said, it's really an untapped market. So there's lots of
Mhm.
opportunity there. One of the things I love about Pinterest, which is similar to YouTube, is that there is that search engine optimization aspect of it, to where
Yeah.
you really can be a little bit more scientific in the words that you're using and how you build
Mhm.
out your boards, how you name and describe your pins. And then there's also the evergreen aspect of it, where there's such a short lifespan of the majority of content that we post on Instagram and Facebook and these other social platforms, but Pinterest content can live on for years. I know we've been in the middle of a home renovation, and I'll click on things and it's like a 2017 article. And
Yeah.
sometimes it can be a little annoying because I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for. I need
Yeah,
something for 2024. But it's great for that content creator,
it
right?
is.
Because they created something once, and 5, 6 years later, it's still getting traffic to it. So
Yeah,
can you talk a little bit just about that SEO aspect and how
sure.
that means we need to be thinking about Pinterest differently than we would
Absolutely.
Facebook or Instagram?
Well, and I love that you touched upon that because you mentioned a few things that are just beautiful. And I want to bring back to answer the question is that with things like keywords and SEO, so search engine optimization, Pinterest is a visual search engine. I think the reason why I've always been drawn to growing my own businesses and my clients and the most successful businesses that I have worked with on their teams, they are heavily invested in search engine traffic. And I think one of the reasons why is because the user intent is there. You're not going out and all just screaming at people, buy my thing. It's literally like, oh, you're already looking for it. Let us help you. Two, you can control it. You said it. And I think that probably there's a part of me that I'm very easygoing, but I also feel like I don't want to be at the whim of an algorithm on a platform. So with search engines, yes, of course, there is still on Pinterest an element of like, you don't always know when you're going to go viral, but I can ensure that my content, my clients, and my students' content is ranking for that particular topic. I was just doing a demo for somebody the other day. We were looking at a very niche topic, and one of my other students was the top ranking pin. And I was like, look, so proud. Like, she put in the effort, she did the research. So when we talk about optimizing for keywords on Pinterest, what we're really looking at are what are those keywords and keyword phrases that pinners are using to find that solution, inspiration, content, that pin. And so you really have to map who do you want your content to appeal to? How are they searching? And I'm just gonna put it out there because I know you have a lot of people who are very established and been doing this for a long time, is that your Pinterest keywords are different than your Google SEO or the SEO you'd be using on your website and different than YouTube. Yes, there is this incredible, I actually call it's like the trifecta, right? The three of them work amazing together. There's knockoff effects between them. There's social signals know is even more true now, and they work together beautifully. But if you think about how you go to Google, you might put in something like the best beige for a baby's nursery, right? Like that's how you're looking at, you want to know like what beiges people are using. You might find some interior designer sites or blogger sites. On Pinterest, you would do beige baby nursery. So we don't search with questions, we're searching with just keywords. And the words that people use on Pinterest can be a little bit different. And again, a little bit different. So it's just about like that the users are different. There's lots of crossover. So I just recommend that people, if you're heavy leaning into YouTube or Google, just take that extra 1 minute and do your research for your Pinterest keywords on Pinterest. There are lots of free resources right there on Pinterest. You do not have to pay money. You don't have to do anything. You just have to take the little bit of extra time to optimize what that looks like and decide what you want to rank for. So sometimes you have to get really good at your copy for Pinterest. Who's it for? Are you clear and concise? Have that hook and using those keywords so that Pinterest knows what your content is about. And that's basically how you sort of set yourself up for success with that Pinterest technology.